political advances. We, at the Black Community Collaborative, are committed to unifying behind our local homeless population, under-resourced communities, and making efforts to reduce the disenfranchisement of Black underserved neighborhoods. As we all know, there are an estimated 65,000 homeless people in Chicago. 75% of them are Black Chicagoans, according to the City of Chicago's point-in-time count and survey report. This is unacceptable, and we need to take action to address this immediately. Additionally, South Shore has the highest number of evictions in the city of Chicago, with Black families being pushed out of housing at an alarming rate. I am deeply concerned that the City of Chicago, the progressive aldermen, the DSA members who have historically championed undocumented and immigrant rights are not at the forefront of this fight to address homelessness. While it's important to support our immigrant communities, we cannot ignore the pressing issues of homelessness that affect our city's most vulnerable population. Furthermore, Black communities in the South Side are historically underfunded and underserved. It is not fair to put the burden of these communities where there are more resources elsewhere. We need to work together to ensure that all communities in our city have access to the resources they need to thrive. I'm also deeply concerned about the money that's being spent. We have watched our communities disinvested for decades with no one caring. Now we have a situation, a humanitarian situation here in Chicago, and now the state, federal, and local governments all of a sudden have money to spend. When we're asking for it for decades, we get ignored. Now all of a sudden, here are all the resources. So from my standpoint, it's pretty simple. We are disappointed at Mayor Lightfoot, but I believe the city has spoken about her plight. Now we're asking the Mayor-elect Brandon Johnson to stand with our community and go ahead and if the migrants move into this building, we are asking that they are removed when he takes office, which he has the authority to do. We're not planning to accept, oh, it's nothing we can do, it was the previous mayor. We want action, and we want to work together with all communities to make our community as whole as allies. So we ask you all to be allies with Black Chicago in fixing our own communities. Thank you.
Sir, can I have your name one more time?
Brian Mullins, BrianMullins.
Hi, my name is Natasha Dunn, Natasha Dunn. I am a 48-year resident of the South Shore community. I currently reside within walking distance from this school. I am very active in my community, and I'm very disheartened and dismayed about the decision that the mayor has made to utilize this school as housing for migrants. While I sympathize wholeheartedly with the plight of migrants and the humanitarian crisis that's been put upon us, I'm also dismayed at the fact that no one has helped us with the crisis that the Black community has been in for decades here in the city of Chicago, specifically here in the South Shore community. As Brian Mullins has stated, our community has suffered for decades of disinvestment. I grew up here. I remember a time where our main streets were filled with businesses. I remember a time where our schools were fully funded and were great schools to be in. And over time and decades, all of that has been taken away. We have been living in a state of crisis of unchecked crime and shootings. Almost 80% of the homicide and shooting victims are Black people. As Brian stated, South Shore also has the highest rates of evictions. Black families are being put out of their homes at an alarming rate. 78% of people who are homeless in the city of Chicago are African American. We as a community have been fighting for years to have access to this school once the city unjustly closed it. We have been in a traumatic state for so long. In 2013, Mayor Rahm Emanuel and his board closed 50 schools in the Black community. We all have suffered that. We're suffering that today. Once this school became available, the community created a plan in 2013. We created a plan in 2014. We created a plan in 2016. We presented our plans to Rahm Emanuel, to the CEO of CPS. We presented it to Alderman Harris, and at each moment they stated that they would give us this building for the needs of our community. We want this building to be used for the people who need housing, who need teens, who need places to go. In the city of Chicago, in black communities, you all might not know this, but teens do not have access to recreational spaces. If you just look around our main streets, you will see the disinvestment. It is a slap in the face that we as citizens of the United States of America do not have the resources and support, but you're going to bring people who are not citizens here in our community, in our buildings that we pay taxes for, that you took away from us. That is completely unacceptable. We are in a humanitarian crisis right now. The black people in Chicago are bleeding on the streets. We're picking blood every day. Just less than a mile from here, I'm driving, enjoying a sunny day. There was a shooting on 77th and Colfax. Somebody got shot. Not only is it unacceptable to bring the migrants in a community that is in turmoil, it is not safe. It's not safe for us, it's not safe for them, it is unacceptable. So we stand here today to say, no, we don't want them in this building. This is our building. The houses around here, these people own their homes. People have been in this community for 30 years fighting, have seen the community go up and way down to the ground. We work to improve the conditions of our community. I work to open up that park. That park over there, that field house, was closed for years until I organized a park advisory council to get it open. We have Diane Nestor Hodges, who live on 70th and Merrill, who have created Merrill without the resources of the city of Chicago to make it a sanctuary for the people on the block, the elders on the block who have to go through bullets every day to get to their homes. This is unacceptable. So if you have some money to house people here, you got money to give the black community. One, we want an office of black Americans.
Right.
Two, we want reparations because guess what? You closed our schools. You took away our jobs. You took away everything that makes a vital community. We deserve this. So today is the day. We're not leaving. We're not moving.
Right.
We demand this school to be ours. You can house the migrants on the north side. Try Lincoln Park. They got so many developments over there.
Mount Green.
That are not even, people aren't even living in those tall buildings.
Beverly.
Downtown.
Down to everywhere. They have access to resources on their main streets. They have jobs. There's jobs in those communities. We have no jobs in our community. And we've been fighting for jobs for decades. So please tell me, how is this fair? How is this fair? Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Rosita Chatanda, and I am here representing COST teachers. We're an advocacy group for CPS and teachers and CTU members. And to that avail, we have lost our entire black teaching force. Over 14,000 positions have been lost. We organized. We did everything the city asked us to do. They said, get together and do a community action council. South Shore was the first one that started. We met for 4 or 5 years. This building was closed. We watched our children be mistreated. We demanded that they did not want our children to go to the other school. So we demanded that this school be used as a hub, a community hub for our community. And the response was a police station. So what we're going to do is we're demanding that we have the right to have access to this building as it was promised as a community hub. This is why our children are out here struggling with violence because they have no support. And so we cannot give this building up. We empathize with those who've come here, but we have to look out for ourselves. Self-preservation is the first rule, and that is why we're here. I want to thank you, but remembering that we have lost over 100,000 black children that had to flee this city because of violence, and our teachers are now gone, and we're tired. We're tired of it. Thank you.
Ma'am, can you say and spell your name, please?
It's Rosita Chatonda. Rosita Chatanda. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Val Free. I'm the founder and the CEO of the Neighborhood Network Alliance. We're the people's organization in South Shore. We organize block by block. We organize block by block, and we have community members that will be here today. But this is a press conference, and one of the things that we want to get the word out is first thing first is that we do sympathize with what's happening. We empathize with that, but we do have to take care of our own people first. We definitely need to do. We do not have the capacity to help anybody but ourselves right now. As you can see, and you see it in the news all the time, there's always something going on in South Shore. This is a broken neighborhood, but yet a strong neighborhood.
Yes.
This is also an activist neighborhood, so we're not any other neighborhood where you can just come and dump people that you don't want in your neighborhood in our neighborhood. That's number one. Number two, we are asking for immediate moratorium on sanctuary city activities. Immediate. We do not want to be in a situation like these other states. We are looking to help who we can help, but also know that the resources that are going into others could be in our own neighborhood, could be for our own people, because we have the same issues. We have the same issues. So what we're saying is there will be no peace. No peace. No
sanctuary till we get sanctuary.
Exactly.
No sanctuary too.
No sanctuary until we get sanctuary. I echo that. But at the same time, we do have to figure out what we're going to do with the people who are coming here. But that is for our elected officials to do. The community's job is to say no in our neighborhood, in a neighborhood that needs resources itself, in a neighborhood that's been purposely disinvested in, purposely. So we can't do it. We can't do it. This is not the spot. I understand that the decision has already been made, but you won't have no peace. You won't have no peace. This is a different neighborhood. And we organize block by block. My name is Val Free, and I'm the founder and the CEO of the NNA, the Neighborhood Network Alliance. We are not playing.
Can you spell your name, please?
Free. Thank you.